Sometimes, the most powerful moments in royal history arrive without a grand procession, a balcony appearance, or the ringing of Westminster Abbey's bells. Sometimes, they begin with a whisper, one that quietly spreads through palace corridors before capturing the attention of an entire nation. This time, that whisper centered on one of the royal family's most private and least publicized young women, Lady Louise Windsor. For years, she has deliberately remained outside the constant glare of royal headlines. Unlike many members of the younger generation, she has chosen a quieter path, focusing on education, family, and a life defined more by duty than celebrity. That discretion has earned her admiration from royal watchers who see in her a reflection of an earlier era of the monarchy, one where humility often spoke louder than publicity. But now, everything appears to have changed. According to recent reports and growing speculation among royal commentators, conversations surrounding Lady Louise have taken an unexpected turn. Rumors of a surprise engagement have sparked intense public interest, leaving many to wonder whether one of the monarchy's most reserved figures is preparing to enter an entirely new chapter of her life. If true, the news would represent far more than a personal milestone. It could symbolize the arrival of a new generation carrying forward traditions that have defined the royal family for centuries, while also revealing how younger royals are reshaping those traditions for a modern world. Yet behind the excitement lies an even deeper question. Why has Lady Louise always remained so different from many of her royal relatives? And if an engagement truly is on the horizon, what might it reveal about the values she inherited from her parents, and about the future role she could one day play within the monarchy? To understand why Britain has become so captivated by this possibility, we first have to look back at the remarkable journey that brought Lady Louise to this moment. Long before her name became linked with headlines about a possible engagement, Lady Louise Windsor had already earned something increasingly rare within the modern royal family: respect built almost entirely through quiet consistency. Born on November 8, 2003, to Prince Edward, Duke of Edinburgh, and Sophie, Duchess of Edinburgh, Lady Louise entered the world as the granddaughter of Queen Elizabeth II and Prince Philip. From the beginning, however, her parents made a deliberate choice. They wanted their children to experience as normal an upbringing as possible, despite their place within one of the world's most recognized families. It was a decision that would shape nearly every chapter of Louise's life. Rather than growing up beneath constant media attention, she spent much of her childhood away from the spotlight. School, friendships, outdoor activities, and family traditions took precedence over celebrity. While other young royals occasionally dominated newspaper front pages, Louise remained a quiet presence, seen during major royal occasions, but rarely seeking attention for herself. Many royal commentators have suggested that this approach reflected the values of both Edward and Sophie, who consistently emphasized service over publicity. They believed that titles alone should never define a person's character. That philosophy seemed to leave a lasting impression on their daughter. Whenever Lady Louise appeared at public events, observers often noticed her calm confidence rather than theatrical gestures. Whether attending Trooping the Colour, Christmas at Sandringham, or commemorative ceremonies honoring Britain's veterans, she carried herself with remarkable composure despite her young age. Perhaps nowhere was her connection to royal history more visible than in her relationship with Prince Philip. The late Duke of Edinburgh shared Louise's love of carriage driving, an unusual equestrian sport requiring patience, precision, and discipline. Rather than simply passing down a hobby, Philip introduced his granddaughter to an activity that reflected his own lifelong determination and resilience. After his passing in 2021, many viewers were moved by the quiet dignity Lady Louise displayed during memorial events. She never attempted to become the center of attention, yet her visible affection for her grandfather spoke volumes. It reminded the public that behind every royal ceremony are families experiencing the same emotions as everyone else: love, grief, remembrance, and hope. Queen Elizabeth II also appeared to hold deep affection for Louise. Although Buckingham Palace rarely discussed private family relationships in detail, photographs from Balmoral, Windsor, and other royal gatherings frequently showed moments of genuine warmth between grandmother and granddaughter. Those images helped reinforce a growing perception. Lady Louise represented continuity. not through dramatic speeches or ambitious public campaigns, but through the quieter qualities that had long defined the late Queen herself: patience, humility, and an unwavering sense of duty. As King Charles III began shaping the monarchy after Queen Elizabeth's death, discussions naturally turned toward the institution's future. Which younger royals would eventually carry its traditions forward? Much public attention focused on Prince William, Catherine, and their children. Yet Lady Louise quietly occupied a unique position. Some royal commentators believe her reserved upbringing may actually prove to be one of her greatest strengths. Unlike personalities shaped by relentless publicity, Louise has had the opportunity to develop her identity away from public expectation. If she eventually accepts a larger public role, it would likely come from personal conviction rather than obligation alone. That possibility becomes especially meaningful when considering today's changing monarchy. Public expectations have evolved dramatically over the past 2 decades. Modern audiences increasingly value authenticity, emotional intelligence, and genuine commitment to public service. In many ways, Lady Louise's quiet approach already reflects those qualities. She rarely makes headlines. She seldom gives interviews. She almost never becomes involved in controversy. Instead, she allows actions to speak louder than appearances. Perhaps that explains why recent reports suggesting a surprise engagement have generated such widespread curiosity. This isn't simply speculation about a young woman's future marriage. For many people, it feels like watching an entirely new chapter begin for someone they have observed growing up quietly in the background of royal history. Yet questions remain unanswered. Who is the person believed to have captured Lady Louise's heart? How did their relationship reportedly develop away from public attention? And why have royal insiders described recent developments as one of the family's most unexpected private stories in years? Those answers, and the events that reportedly transformed quiet speculation into a national conversation, would soon place Lady Louise at the center of attention in a way she had spent most of her life avoiding. As speculation continued to spread across social media and tabloid headlines, one fact remained remarkably consistent. There had been no official announcement from Buckingham Palace, no statement from Lady Louise's family, and no public confirmation that an engagement had actually taken place. That silence, however, only intensified public curiosity. Royal watchers began revisiting every recent appearance, searching for clues that might explain the growing rumors. A photograph here, a family gathering there, a subtle change in body language. Unlike many public figures of her generation, she has never cultivated celebrity or shared details of her private life. That rarity has made the public even more curious whenever her name unexpectedly dominates the headlines. If there is one lesson the royal family has learned over generations, it is that privacy can sometimes generate more attention than publicity. For Lady Louise, maintaining that privacy has long reflected the values instilled by her parents, the Duke and Duchess of Edinburgh. They deliberately gave their children a more ordinary upbringing, encouraging education, independence, and personal growth before public duty. Those choices have shaped how Louise is viewed today. She is often described as thoughtful, composed, and deeply respectful of royal tradition while remaining grounded in everyday life. Friends and observers have frequently noted her love of horses, carriage driving, and the countryside, interests she inherited in part from her late grandfather, Prince Philip. That connection adds another emotional dimension to the public's fascination. Many people see Lady Louise as someone who quietly carries forward some of Prince Philip's most enduring qualities: resilience, discipline, and humility. Those characteristics have earned admiration without requiring constant headlines. Meanwhile, discussions about the monarchy's future continue to evolve. As King Charles III leads the institution and Prince William prepares for greater responsibilities, younger members of the family naturally attract increasing public attention. Whether or not Lady Louise ever chooses a more prominent public role, many believe she represents a generation capable of balancing centuries-old traditions with modern expectations. According to some royal commentators, that may explain why engagement rumors captured such widespread interest. The story was never simply about a possible wedding. It became a conversation about the future of the royal family itself. Would Lady Louise continue living largely outside public life? Or might she one day embrace a larger role in service to the crown? Until any official announcement is made, those questions remain unanswered. And perhaps that uncertainty is what makes her story so compelling. Sometimes, the most meaningful royal stories are not defined by confirmed headlines, but by the values, character, and quiet sense of duty that inspire public admiration long before any major life milestone arrives. As speculation continued, attention gradually shifted from the rumor itself to something far more enduring. The legacy Lady Louise is already building, regardless of what the future may hold. Whether or not the speculation surrounding Lady Louise ever proves true, the conversation has highlighted something far more significant than a single headline. It has reminded people why she continues to capture the public's imagination despite rarely seeking attention. In an era when nearly every public appearance is analyzed within minutes and every rumor spreads across the world in seconds, Lady Louise represents something increasingly uncommon within modern royalty: patience, privacy, and quiet consistency. Those qualities may ultimately become some of her greatest strengths. The British monarchy has never depended solely on its sovereign. Its long-term stability has also rested on family members who carried out their responsibilities with dignity, often away from constant media attention. Throughout history, many of the institution's most respected figures earned admiration not through dramatic moments, but through years of dependable service. Lady Louise appears well-positioned to follow that tradition. Raised by the Duke and Duchess of Edinburgh with an emphasis on education, humility, and personal responsibility, she has experienced royal life without allowing it to define her entire identity. That balance may prove invaluable as the monarchy continues adapting to changing public expectations. Today's audiences increasingly value authenticity over spectacle. They look for public figures who appear genuine rather than carefully manufactured. Many royal commentators believe Lady Louise's reserved nature reflects exactly that kind of authenticity. She has never appeared eager to dominate headlines. She has never built a public image around controversy. Instead, she has allowed her actions to speak quietly for themselves. That approach mirrors the example set by Queen Elizabeth II, whose greatest influence often came through consistency rather than dramatic gestures. It also reflects many of the values associated with Prince Philip: discipline, resilience, and commitment to duty. As King Charles III continues leading the crown and Prince William prepares for the responsibilities that lie ahead, every younger member of the royal family will help shape how the monarchy is viewed by future generations. Whether Lady Louise eventually accepts a larger public role or continues living largely outside the spotlight will remain her own decision. Either path can be honorable. Service is not measured by publicity alone. Sometimes, the strongest contribution comes from providing stability, preserving tradition, and supporting family without demanding recognition. Perhaps that is why Lady Louise continues to resonate with so many people. She represents a quieter form of leadership, one grounded in character instead of celebrity. And in a world that often rewards constant visibility, that quiet confidence may become one of her most defining qualities. The future of the monarchy will undoubtedly continue to evolve. New generations will bring different priorities, different challenges, and different ways of connecting with the public. Yet some values remain timeless: integrity, humility, duty, compassion. If Lady Louise continues embodying those principles, her legacy will not depend on any single headline or rumor. It will be defined by the life she chooses to build and the example she sets through years of thoughtful service. Long after today's speculation fades, those qualities are likely to be remembered far more than any unconfirmed story ever could. As we reach the end of today's documentary, perhaps the most meaningful takeaway isn't a rumor or a headline. It's the quiet example Lady Louise continues to set. In a world that often celebrates constant attention, she reminds us that dignity, humility, and service can speak just as powerfully. What do you think the future holds for Lady Louise and the next generation of the royal family? Share your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear your perspective. If you enjoy thoughtful, fact-based royal documentaries that explore history, legacy, and the people behind the titles, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss our next story. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next documentary.